probably at the top of my bucket list is meeting the Grinch at Universal and just having
Oh
him insult
gosh.
me. Like, I just want him to insult the crap out of me and just bring it on. I just want to
Like, just
experience
let me
it.
have it.
Yes. Like,
Yes.
like every Christmas, like my TikTok and my Instagram turn into and Facebook solely turn into repeat videos of the Grinch and meet and greets with the Grinch and people taking him onions and like
It
I
is
want to
so
experience
funny.
it.
So do you ever see, I'm sure you have. I'm sure everybody's probably seen the videos or the TikToks where folks have this nice Christmas scene and they have their kids there where they're gonna take Christmas photos and like the Grinch is sneaking up
Yep.
behind the kids and scares the crap out of them. I'm
Yes.
like, that is it. I'm so glad they do it because it's super funny, but it's so
Yes.
mean.
I would torment my kids with that. Welcome back to episode 8 of Going Beyond the Castle. I am your host, Fred Briley, and with me, as always, is my fabulous co-host, Lori Talamo. And like I said, we're here for episode 8, and I'm super excited for this one. Last week on our last week's episode, we had our very first special guest, which was super cool. So shout out to Matt again for joining us. It was a really cool experience having our first guest on our podcast. But we got to really dive into my 28-hour trip that I took to Disney just to go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is a fabulous lead up to today's episode where we're going to dive into, Disney and Universal and what it looks like at Christmas and what there is to do, because there really is just so much to do at Disney, whether it's a paid event or whether it's, just browsing around the different resorts. So super excited for that one. But we'll dive into that today. Before we do, I think we've got some pretty crazy announcements. It was a big week for Disney for some announcements.
It was definitely a big week. So the biggest one, of course, is the Monsters Inc. New ride that's coming in over in Hollywood Studios and taking over the Muppet area. And I'm pretty sure we talked about this on one of our episodes before, where there was speculation that it was going to
Yeah.
go in that area, and people were like losing their minds over losing the Muppet ride.
I
So
mean, I
that is
get it.
actually happening.
I mean, I get it, right? Because, I don't get it, right? I'm a big Muppets fan. I am. Don't get me wrong. Like, love the Muppets. I loved when they had, um, pre-COVID, when they had the story over above um, the Hall of Presidents with the Muppets. I can't think of the story that they used to tell, but huge fan of Muppets. But here's my problem, right? We walked through the Muppet area when we were there in September, and it was empty. Like, nobody goes back there. None of the stores are open.
Right.
You've got one table
Yeah.
service restaurant, and you've got a quick service restaurant, which closes like pretty early. So, and like people want to sit here and like raise an uproar over Muppets, but it's always got like a 5-minute wait. And it's like
Right.
half
Yeah.
empty all the time. I'm definitely glad with what they're doing with it. Like, they're going to be keeping the Muppets in a presence, but like we all knew it was coming because the Muppets area's been going downhill for a long time.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the ones that we make sure that we do when we go over to that area. Again, Hollywood Studios isn't my top park.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things that we do there, but the Muppets was always fun. So it is, a little sad to see it go. But again, I am excited for the change. I think the Monsters Inc. is going to be much better, and maybe it'll get some love in that
Yeah.
area of the park. Now the Muppets are staying. They're taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. So there's been
Which we've
some,
all
a little bit of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was due for an update for a while. There's been so many rumors about that one changing over the
Yeah.
years. So the only complaints that I've seen on that is that folks who aren't fans of Rock and Roller Coaster, aren't
Yeah,
gonna
you're
wanna
pretty
ride
much
it
your
even with it
yeah,
being up. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not gonna be a kids type area, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. So that's a cool update that they had. Other stuff not as exciting. The Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is now sold out for the 2024 season. So if you are holding on to get tickets, you're gonna have to wait till next year.
yep,
And then we just had our episode prior to last one. I think it was episode 6 where we talked about the Premier Pass, and it was
yeah.
only available to deluxe resort guests, and now it's available to all guests. Still in limited quantities, but it's
Which it
now
did sell
available
out
to
this past
anyone.
week. I th
Yeah, I've been seeing it sell out a lot. People are complaining about the price point, but I mean, people are buying it.
yeah. I
So,
mean, I think you I think it's fabulous for weeks like this, right? Like if you got the money and you're going to Disney, the week of Thanksgiving, you're going to Disney Christmas week, like New Year's week, like if you got the money, totally worth it. Because if not, you're gonna be waiting in some lines, like, and it's gonna suck.
yeah, definitely.
But I
Yeah,
mean, it was a good
we'll
week for
see.
Disney. Like it worked out well. So we'll see. I'm intrigued to see how it goes in the future. And I hope that they publish some numbers on what we're looking at versus like people in value resorts getting it versus people in deluxe resorts getting it.
Yeah,
Like I'd really like to see their actual audience that's paying 300 plus dollars to skip lines.
right. Yeah.
So we'll see. But
I
hey, good for Disney.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see that too. What else we got? Not really super exciting, but folks who want to do single ride online over at Remy's, that is now available. That's another one that those lightning lanes book up super quick,
Yeah.
and then the line is always super long. I think we might have only rode that one twice because usually when we go, the lines are long.
We've voted an excessive
We
number
don't
of times. My kids
on the
love that
last
ride.
trip with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's a trip
definitely
of
a
art.
cool.
Like, I mean, we always stay at Pop, so we always rope drop it. And so every morning that we're at Epcot, we rope drop Remy's because it's only like a 10-minute wait when you rope drop it coming in from the Skyliner. And then we usually get
Yeah,
it Lightning Lane or Gas Pass. And so we ride it a couple times.
yeah, it's a cool little ride. We like it.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing, which I didn't really do a whole lot of research, was it looks like there's a new Haunted Mansion experiences over at Disneyland.
They
They did
extended
some
the queue.
enhancements in New Orleans, the New Orleans Square. And what's that? You said they extended the queue?
Yeah. So they like extended the queue. I think kind of like it is at Disney World where there's like more to like the backstory of getting up to the ride.
Yeah, that's what it showing. They're showing some of the pictures of the actual queue and the different what's the word I'm looking for? The little not figures.
Characters.
Yeah, throughout the queue. Statues. That's the
Oh
word.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, different statues, but it is the character statues, so that's cool. Yeah, it looks neat.
yeah.
I would have said I was gonna experience that in June. I don't think I told you, but we've canceled our
I think you
Disneyland
told
trip.
me. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you told me because
We're
when we were
gonna
talking about, well, now we can just go together next D23.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna save it for, once Olivia graduates and we can go any month that we want. We don't have to go in June.
When
So,
it's hot and
it's
busy.
definitely still on the list. Yeah, well, there's some folks that I work with, and then actually, a coworker went last June, and he said he didn't know, but there's, what they call June gloom, and so it's, like, foggy a lot in June in that area. So he said, "It's not that it's terrible weather, it's just not the
Hmm,
best weather."
okay.
So we said, "Well, hang tight then," and, I mean, if I'm gonna go and experience California, I want it to be nice.
Yeah.
So, but that's it for announcements. Not I looked, I couldn't really see a whole lot on the Universal side, other than, movies being released, like, Wicked came out, and then
Yeah.
the Moana 2 as well on the Disney side, so but not a
Both
whole lot of,
fabulous movies.
Did y'all go see Moana?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was great. I have very low standards for movies, so I tend to think all movies are great. Rachel fell asleep, but
Oh
she was
gosh.
also exhausted. I don't know why. She was super exhausted, and I think, she fell asleep. And then even some of my coworkers were like, "It was okay." I was like, "It doesn't
Yeah,
do a
I've seen
lot to expand on the Moana story, ish." Like, I could see them doing a third one, and then that'll probably be it.
yeah, I've seen some reviews where they're saying, Disney could have done better. So,
Yeah,
and I have fallen asleep in movies myself, so I can relate. Sometimes, like, you know what? I'm just gonna nap.
yeah. I thought about it, but I was like, "No, I'm invested."
Yeah, sweet.
All
All
right.
right. I
Kick
am
off
super
the
excited about
holidays
this.
at Disney.
Yes, I think this is so fun. We got, couple of Christmassy episodes for December, and so I think this is fun. And one of the things too that I wanted to say is if you love holidays, there's so much stuff to do in the parks,
Yeah,
even in and around the parks and City Walking and Disney Springs.
yeah.
It's just to like when I was doing research for this episode, I'm like, gosh, I don't even know if we can really talk about everything because there's
It's a
so
lot.
many things
Yeah.
that you can do. So you can
Which
pick and choose, the things that are appealing to you. But
that's the great part about, like, Christmas at the parks too. Like, Halloween, you kinda get a little bit, like, really only Magic Kingdom will do anything for Halloween. And you got Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal. But like this did like Christmas, like everybody and their mother gets involved with the resorts, with in the parks, out of the parks. Like everybody is all in on Christmas at Disney and Universal.
yeah, super cool. I haven't the latest I've gone is Thanksgiving. So I haven't actually been in December, but I've got to experience some of the Christmas stuff because they start decorating November 1st.
Yeah,
Um, but my goal for next year is to hit up closer to Christmas and get that Christmas party in.
yeah, because even like just as recently as this week, I think one of the parks, I want to say Epcot, but it might have been Animal Kingdom. Their tree just went up, so like they take like Magic Kingdom's decorated overnight, but that's because they got
Mhm.
to get ready for the Christmas party. Um, Followed by
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios because they got to get ready for Jollywood Nights, and then all the resorts and all the other parks kind of follow in tow. And by December 1st,
Mm.
usually
Yeah.
everything's decorated.
I even got my Mickey Christmas mug for tonight.
Look at you! I got on my. You can't really see it, but it's um, my Christmas spirit jersey.
Yeah, mine's Santa throwing up the peace sign. Can't really see mine either.
There you
Says
go.
Holly Jolly. I
I
got this
really,
on Mouse Marketplace.
I almost bought that Stitch Christmas spirit jersey you sent me the other day, but I was like, no, I've bought 3 spirit jerseys in the past month. I don't need any more. I'll wait till
Tell
next
Rachel to
year.
get it for Christmas.
Right? We don't do gifts for Christmas.
We don't either.
No, it's just we spend all the money
We
on a
just
kid
we,
and Disney.
right. Well, I'm like, we buy so much stuff whenever we want anyway. So I'm like, don't get me anything for Christmas. We don't
Yeah,
really do much for any of the stuff. I'm like,
yeah. We're still
I'd
at a
much
point where
rather
we do
spend it
stuff for the
on
girls,
vacations.
but we don't do much. We
Yeah.
kind of like, all right, hey Rachel's dad, what are you getting? All right, hey Fred's dad, Fred's mom, what are you getting? Like, okay, we'll buy what's left.
Right.
Nice and easy. Uh, okay, let's talk Christmas at Disney World. Where do you want to start?
We could start at Magic Kingdom if you want, since that one's probably the
Yeah,
one
most
of the
recent
bigger
one.
ones.
Yeah, and the most recent one I've
Yeah.
been at.
Yes.
Um, so Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which you haven't been, right?
No, not yet. I'm going next
Okay.
year. I'm
Yeah.
speaking it into existence.
It's really,
I am
you
going.
do a quick 28-hour trip. It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, we have an agency trip next year. I don't have any of the details. He just said later in the fall, so I'm praying that it's after the
November-ish
party
timeframe?
starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I will make sure. Because 'cause we've with my agency, I've done the Halloween party the last 3 years, so,
So you
I
just
definitely wanna go.
you gotta like start having the conversations now and just kind of put it in there. Like, man, November would be a great time to do an agency trip. Like, just
Well,
put
we
those little
actually
subtle hints in there.
Yeah, when we were there in October, we actually a few people were like texting the agency owner like, "Hey, we're here now and it's kind of hot, and we're worried about the hurricane. So it'd be really great if we could go later in the
Yeah,
fall." And so
yeah,
he did put out there when somebody asked a question. So we're like, "Okay, hopefully in November."
yeah.
So we'll see.
It's definitely super cool. Like, it was like I think I said on the last episode, like the Halloween party is like nowhere near close to as much fun as I feel like I had at the Christmas party. Um,
Yeah.
like I mean, I don't know. The parade's pretty similar, right? Because you're pretty much getting I mean, if a lot of people don't know it, Disney just reuses all of their floats, like, and then they just decorate them. But they're all the same
Mhm.
exact floats, just reused. Whether it's for the Festival Fantasy Parade and it's kind of not decorated, whether it's for Halloween and it's decorated or Christmas, they're all the same floats. So the parade's kind of the same, but being a diehard Christmas fan, like it was just where it was at for me. Um, the snow down Main Street, the Christmas trees up, the decorations. There really was a lot of solid photo opportunities. I feel like there were a lot more photo opportunities than there were at the Halloween party. Um, both characters, non-characters, props, whatever you want to put it as. There really were a lot of photo opportunities. Um, the eggnog, as we learned last episode, was on point. Fabulous eggnog.
Yes.
The cider and hot cocoa were okay, I guess. And the cookies were really good. Like, it really is just and the ride, the lines were fabulous. So like I really just big fan of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the snacks that are offered, and some of these are offered all day, but there's an eggnog shake.
Yes.
Um, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I bet you, I don't know. I didn't keep my notes to see where it's at. Um, let me see, let me go to it. But yeah, I was like, oh, I definitely will have that will be on my list to try when we go. Let's see, where's the eggnog shake at? S'mores. Oh, that's a gingerbread milkshake. That looks really good too. I like
Gingerbread
gingerbread stuff
milkshake I've
too.
heard is really good. Or it is really good.
Okay, so this is at Friar's Nook. You can get the
Okay.
eggnog soft serve with ginger
Mm,
snap crumbles topped with whipped cream and festive sprinkles,
that sounds
just for
fabulous.
$8.49.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of really good
And then I
snacks.
saw one that because doesn't Rachel like, and maybe I'm getting it wrong, but when we went to El Chango Borracho, I always
Borracho.
mess that up too. Was that right or
I don't know. I don't
no?
know how to pronounce. We need to go back, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay. It's called the drunk monkey, whatever however you say that.
Um,
Horchata? Is
yeah,
that what she
horchata.
had? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
milk
yeah,
you
she
said?
had the horchata.
Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
they have a salted caramel one too.
Mm, speaking of my
So I thought
wife,
about her
love
when I
it
saw that.
all day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
yeah, and then the other one that I saw was a Santa belt buckle. It's a pistachio mousse, which we like
I saw
pistachio
that.
stuff. So
Hmm.
oh, the snacks.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's not that bad. Go ahead. I keep
I was
cutting
just
you
gonna say
off.
Disney parties in general do really good job on
Mhm.
snacks. Like the
Yeah,
extra party specific snacks, um, are just Disney knows how to make a good snack or a good shake.
for sure. Um, so this year the party started on November 8th. They usually run till around December 20th. They start at 7 p.m. However, as we talked about last week, you can get into the park at 4. So I think it's good, kind of how you did, for folks that maybe want to sleep in a day or, kind of like take a break, go to Disney Springs, get a party ticket, and then you can get in at 4 and still have a lot of
Yeah,
time to hit the rides and do things before the party. Or if you have tickets for that day, I will probably always pick now Magic Kingdom on a party day because it's definitely a
mhm,
lot less crowded to go. And, this year's ticket prices were about 169 to $219,
yeah.
depending on which day
The
you went.
earlier, yeah, we got
The
them for
earlier, the cheaper.
169.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm. Yep.
good news. Good news is though, for those who did not get party tickets, if you're going after the 20th, I think on the 21st, Disney will start shifting the nighttime events in Magic Kingdom to reflect what happened at the Christmas parties. So I mean, you won't get all the photo opportunities and um, all you can eat cookies and drinks. But you'll be able to see some of those shows that take place. The parade. I don't think they do the parade. I think it's just the nighttime. I think the parade goes in the afternoon and they swap um, Festival Fantasy Parade for the Christmas parade, and then the evening show they don't do heavily happily ever after. They do the mini Christmas fireworks show.
Yeah, and so the Frozen holiday surprise, is that I'm looking now. I thought
So
that
that
was
was kind of
during the
like
party.
it's at like 6 o'clock
Maybe not.
ish. It's kind of like right at that point where the transition period
Oh, it's
between 6
turned
and 7
before. Yeah, it's got it at
starts.
6:15.
Yeah,
Oh, and it says it transitions the castle into, a crystallized palace at
yeah.
the end, I guess. I don't know if it stays
It
that
was
way,
kind of
but
like, did you go back during the 50th anniversary when they had like that magical moment when the four icons kind of changed to the 50th design? No.
I no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, we went and have been there, but not I don't think
I
during
mean, it
that.
kind of transitioned. I mean, fans of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party from before COVID will know that they used to put icicle lights on Cinderella's castle, and it used to be gorgeous, and it was like a big highlight. And people
Oh,
are
yeah,
still
yeah.
salty. People are still salty that we don't have it, but Disneyland gets it. But that's pretty much what it is. Olaf comes out and he kind of like does this thing, and he has a whole bunch of his snow buddies, and they transform the castle into like the Christmas party like look for like Christmas. And then Anna and Elsa and Sven and Olaf come out. They do some singing and dancing, and then Elsa puts her last like final frozen touch on it, and that's the way it looks throughout the evening. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like Let the Magic Begin that
Cool.
they do in the morning, to kind of like open the park, and this kind of like
Open the park,
opens
yeah.
the evening.
Gotcha.
And there's fireworks.
Oh, I I took an oh, yeah. I took notes when I was looking at snacks. One snack that I will probably not try is the holiday dinner hot dog,
I saw
and
that.
it's an
You know the
all-beef
amount of
hot
people that
dog
I
with
saw have that.
turkey and gravy. Really?
The
Oh,
amount of people
it's
I saw
got
eating that
turkey
as
and
I walked
gravy,
by Casey's
onions.
Corner.
Oh, man. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was.
Topped with turkey gravy, fried onions, and cranberry sauce.
I would do it.
Does not sound appealing.
I would do it.
So, yeah, I could see you doing it.
It's
I'm
just
not a
like
hot
the
dog fan, though.
Thanksgiving sub from Firehouse is fine, sort of.
I've seen that. I haven't tried it, but I've seen that. Yeah. Or,
Rachel.
like, there's a place somewhere around New Orleans that does, a Thanksgiving po' boy,
Mm,
and it's kinda like that, where it's
that
the
sounds great.
turkey and the fixings on it.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
Jingle Cruise. I wouldn't say there's
Is
anything
it
to
much
recommend.
different?
No.
No.
Um, they decorate each of the different areas throughout the ride. It's Christmassy. They put Santa hats and Christmas presents and all that stuff out there. And then your jokes revert to Christmas jokes. But it's the same. It's I just for the if you can get on it late in the evening or during a show, absolutely, totally. But it's kind of like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for me. I rode it when it was a low time. I would never ride it again if I had to wait an hour and a half for it.
Yeah.
And that's what Jingle Cruise
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's cool to get to see the Christmas version of it, but I definitely don't think it's an hour and a half wait like it normally can be.
Yeah. We'll ride that one, but we're not standing in line for it for a
Mm-mm.
while.
Nah, not happening.
Yeah.
That's pretty much Magic Kingdom. I feel like,
Yeah, I think there's so much, just in the typical walking around with all of the decor and the
yeah.
holiday snacks, because they do have all day snacks. Some
Hmm.
snacks that aren't just available during the party. So just being in the atmosphere, I think probably my favorite would be Magic Kingdom, I think, for Christmas.
Oh, all day,
Yeah.
all day. What's next? Hollywood Studios.
Yep. Hollywood Studios. This one has a party as well, which is Jollywood Nights. I have not been to this one. I have some fellow agents that have gone, and I've seen a lot of reviews that this is really more of an adult
Yeah,
experience. It's better for adults. Um, those ticket prices are about 159 to 179 a person. This one runs November 9th through the 21st, and it's also from 7:30 to 12:30. Now, I do not think on this one that you can get in the park at 4. Now I'm
I don't think
curious
so.
because I haven't seen that. It's almost kind of like a special event ticket. So I don't think you can get into the park
Hmm.
earlier. So this one's you know, once you can get in at 7:30. I mean, they might let you in a few minutes early. They have like let's see. I'm
So it's
reading
a
what the
lot of like
reservations
Hollywood
are.
style stuff. Like, you're getting a lot like Broadway type shows. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah, there's a Pixar disco.
hmm.
You actually now, I mean, I'm saying this is an adult event, but the Pixar, some of the Pixar characters are there, like Joy, Frozone, Edna Mode. So it's a dance party with them. They have some behind the scenes of the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Hmm.
There's some character experiences. Ollie the Jolly Gingerbread is for
Yeah,
purchase. I guess that's the little
yeah, it's their mascot
kind
for
of
the
how Orange Bird, yeah, like Orange Bird
yeah.
is. Um, there's some snacks there as well. What was I looking at here? So this one I picked out some of my favorite, I think, snacks would be there's a gingerbread cheesecake. I like cheesecake. That one sounded pretty good. There's a, winter spice mini whoopie pie. It's
Mm.
got this is probably some of it's Josh. It's an orange buttercream with cranberry raspberry jam in the middle with candied orange peel on top. That one sounded good. And then, of course, a red velvet holiday shake.
I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah, we like red velvet over here. What was the thing you said earlier about the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas sing along with Jack Skelton. There's the Jingle Bell Jam
Yeah,
there,
that's a
which is
big
the nighttime
yeah
spectacular.
projection onto Chinese theater.
Yeah. What else they have?
Lot of photo ops, lots of photo ops for photo pass and character meet and greets, and very similar to um, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, with just kind of a little more of an adult vibe, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's really
So,
is like
yeah,
kind of.
it looks pretty cool.
I feel like it's more like your teen and up type vibe. Whereas
Mhm.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is going to be your younger kids, um, or you're like new. I would say you're new to. Um, if you haven't done Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, I would say do that before you do Jollywood. Um,
Right.
if you had the option,
Yeah, and it seems like folks get a little more dressed up for this
yeah.
event, not
Hmm.
not your regular park attire. Not like you have to go fancy, um, but
But
there's
it really gives off
definitely
that like Hollywood vibe.
Hollywood.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Dancing on the stage. Yeah, all of these folks look pretty fancy. So,
right. That's what I'm
and then
saying.
yeah, I guess that's why they say it's more of an adult kind of activity.
Yeah, and it doesn't sell out anywhere near as fast as Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party does.
Yeah.
Hence,
They also have
not being sold out yet.
hence right. um they also have of course all the decorations, the shoot, now I just forgot the name. The dinosaur gets
Oh,
decorated over there and yeah.
I know his name too. I know his name.
Yep, it's gonna drive me nuts. Let me see.
Yeah, now I gotta find it.
Now I gotta look it up.
Gertie? No,
S
Gertie. Yeah, it's Gertie.
okay. I was like, it sounded right, but yeah. Yeah, Gertie gets decorated, Toy Story Land, they do some decorations over there. Tower of Terror is transformed,
Yeah,
with
or
the
Snow down
productions
Hollywood
as well.
Boulevard.
Yeah. So you still and then Hollywood and Vine does, a Minnie
Mm,
Mouse, themed holiday party, and that's only for lunch and dinner.
mhm.
If you go for breakfast, you just get the Disney Junior Pals. But there's Santa, Goofy, Minnie, Mickey, Pluto, all in their holiday best outfits.
Which I strongly
So
recommend. Really enjoy Hollywood and Vine. Really great food option. Really great atmosphere, especially for families. Like, strongly recommend. If you're looking for a buffet, strongly recommend Hollywood and Vine.
have we told you Josh's story
I
about
don't
Hollywood
think
and
so.
Vine?
No.
Oh gosh, I don't. This probably was not Hollywood and Vine. The
We're gonna
first
say
time
it
that
was.
we went, what's that?
We're gonna say it
It was
was.
well, when we went in 2014, we ate at Hollywood and Vine, and then he's gonna kill me. We went to get on the Great Movie Ride, and we standing in line, and he's like, "I'm about to be sick."
I do remember this.
And so, yeah, so he got so sick, like extremely sick. We ended up staying in line, and they let us wait till the front. And so we were at the front of the line, and he comes back and he's like, "Okay, we get on the ride, and it's about to take off." And he's like, "Stop!" And he's like waving the people down. Had to get off the ride and left. Oh, I'm gonna choke. I couldn't mute my mic. Yeah, and then got sick again. So he's like swears he'll never eat there again. But
That's awesome.
nobody else got sick and we all kind of ate the same stuff. So that's why I feel like it wasn't
I love Hollywood and Vine.
bad.
Eating at Hollywood Studios has never really been my favorite. Like,
No, it's not that
there's
much.
just like, I don't know, maybe I haven't explored enough. Like, Sci-Fi Drive-In is like a cool vibe. Um, but the food's okay. Like, nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
Nowhere to eat in Star Wars. Although I have heard, what's that new one? The new family style that's over in Toy Story. Um, I want to say
Rodeo
Woody's Long
Roundup.
Rodeo Roundup.
Mm.
I've heard
Go
really
around.
good things about that one, but
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios is getting there. Um, well, we'll see. Like, I don't know. We'll see how Monsters Land expands it. There's rumors that there's going to be a Japanese restaurant there. Uh, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we usually don't eat there. We'll go there for a little while and then we
Mm-hmm.
leave. We'll Skyliner over to Epcot and eat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I
that's
think
Hollywood.
I
Please don't die
have to keep
on the
muting
show
myself.
or
I
in
started
this.
talking about Josh and I made myself choke. Yes, I mean it's still you still can get the Christmas vibes. I mean, we've been there during the holidays and it's decorated, it's festive. Maybe not as many, planned activities as Magic Kingdom, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's the bigger one.
Yeah.
Do you want me to run through Animal Kingdom next since it's kind of the same, and then you can
Yeah.
hit
Hit Epcot.
yeah, because I think Animal Kingdom's probably a little bit less activities.
Yeah. It's even less.
Yeah. Well, and like they have the Tree of Life Awakenings, the holiday edition, but I'm like the park closes so early, so it's not. I mean, I guess it might get a little bit if it gets darker earlier,
Yeah.
because most of the time the park closes at
6.
6.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I instead of my Minnie Mouse tattoo, my original cover up that I was gonna get because I got a tattoo when I was in the military, and so my Minnie is a cover up. I
Nice.
really wanted the Tree of Life. Like,
That'd be cool.
I love Animal Kingdom. It's my favorite park, but I
Yeah.
started looking at now if I really, I mean, I could have did like a generic one, but like the guy that did my tattoo, we were talking. I'm like, it would be a lot to get it as detailed, to even get a little
Yeah.
bit of the details. But maybe one day maybe that'll be my next one. But
Full back
I
piece.
love, yeah, there you go. I could put it behind me, Minnie.
Yeah.
Um, I love Animal Kingdom. Like it, I know I've
Mm-hmm.
talked about it before, and I
It's
won't go
such
on a
a good
tangent,
park.
but like it's my favorite. So I wish it would stay open later. Like I wish we could get back to where at least stayed open till 8 or so, to be there at night, to experience, it, but they do decorate. I saw, Pandora gets
Mm-hmm.
decorated, through the areas. There are decorations. There's just not a lot of, I guess because there's no like event like Jollywood or Mickey's
Yeah.
Very Merry Christmas Party. So it doesn't really seem Christmassy. But it is. There's Mickey and Minnie, and Adventures Outpost. They're decorated. They're dressed in their, holiday attire. Um, I know you tried to say it earlier. The Merry Menagerie. Mm, we'll go
We're
with
gonna go
that.
with that.
Yeah. Discovery Island. Um, they have some, like life-size puppets. I saw some folks walking around in costumes, penguins, reindeers, and stuff like that. So they definitely have the decorations, and I'm sure they probably have, some party foods, not party foods, holiday snacks. Um, they just
You
don't
said it
have.
right.
I did? Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Got it. Did you do
Gonna
like
Google
um
Dictionary.
there you go. So I'm trying to see because I didn't write down any snacks over at Animal Kingdom. Let me look it up and see what they have. I don't think they have no. Like on the list, they Pizza Fari and Restaurantosaurus has a snack for Santa. It's a chocolate chip cake with edible cookie dough and mousse and chocolate chip cookie buttercream. That's the only snack I see listed. I'm sure they gotta have something else. They do have the Sully popcorn bucket though. He's got on a Christmas hat at the popcorn carts, but that's about it at Animal Kingdom.
Mhm.
This doesn't get the love. But that's okay because we're what else we got? Okay, so Epcot would be next.
Sorry, I just got super distracted. Um, I thought Pat. No, I'm thinking of the Jeopardy guy. Anyway, I got distracted because I was looking at the Candlelight Processional and who was coming in the next couple weeks, and I saw Pat Sajak on there, and I was like, I could have swore Pat Sajak recently passed away, but I think I was
Oh, you think
confused.
about the guy from Price is Right, huh? What was his name? Oh, was that recent though?
No, I was thinking. I think I was thinking about what's his face from Jeopardy.
Oh, Alex Trebek.
Yes, thank you.
Did he pass away?
Anyway,
I'm so bad with.
yeah, he passed. I think he passed away a while ago.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
anyway, so Epcot. Um, Epcot does a lot of cool stuff. Um, so I think the biggest one, I mean, Epcot's there's always a festival going on at Epcot.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Flower and Garden Festival, Food and Wine Festival, Festival of the Arts. November 29th through December 30th is the Festival of the Holidays, which I think is really cool because um, throughout each of the countries at Epcot during Festival of the Holidays, um, you really get to experience how the different countries uh, celebrate Christmas. And you get to hear like there's storytellers in each of the countries. So that way you can kind of hear their story of Christmas. Because, of course, everybody has a different story of, Santa Claus and how he came to be and how he comes to visit and, the different traditions that come with, Santa Claus. So I think that's really cool just to get to hear the culture, the different cultural versions of Christmas time and Santa Claus. Um, One of my favorite things that Epcot does is turning the um, Living with the Land ride into like a Christmas
That's
theme.
so cool.
Like, I think it's crazy how drastically the wait time will change for Living with the Land from
Right.
non-Christmas version to Christmas version. Like, people love that
Yeah.
ride at Christmas. But it's just cool to see like the greenhouse decorated for Christmas, and it's a really cool experience. Um, so that's something you get to do. Um, of course, it's Epcot, so especially with the new, World of Celebration or whatever it is, they've always got, different artists that are there singing, performing different Christmas versions or different Christmas music. But I think the most popular one is probably the Candlelight Processional, which is on a bucket list for me, specifically
Same.
for Josh Gad. Like,
I'm like, maybe I can get that next year too. Hit up the Mickey's Very Merry and then get
pop
the
on
Candlelight
over.
Processional.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so for those who don't know, the Candlelight Processional is it's this big, I guess, not Broadway show, but like kind of like they have a famous guest come and tell the story of Christmas with this famous choir in the background that kind of sings and does Christmas carols. You can
Yeah, the
combine it.
orchestra. Yeah.
Yeah, an orchestra. You combine it with a dining package, kind of like Phantasmic, where you can get dinner first and then a guaranteed seat at preferred seating with it. And it's just super cool. Like it's a bucket list item. Um, but I mean, they've got some crazy famous people like Josh Gad was there the past couple days, during with which he um, talked heavily about the Muppets changeover and need Figment needing updates, which I thought was pretty funny. Whoopi Goldberg set to go out, Brendan Fraser, Neil Patrick Harris, Pat Sajak, Jodie Benson. Like, there's all these famous like Disney stars that will come out, and they'll usually do like 2 or 3 nights, where they're the ones that's telling the Christmas story. Uh, and it's just a super cool experience that, again, bucket list item all day, needs to happen. But that's pretty much Epcot.
Yeah, I
Like,
think I
that's
would
the big takeaway at Epcot.
yeah. Yeah, I would venture to say that Josh Gad and Neil Patrick Harris are probably the most
Top two.
popular.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, and I don't know, if y'all watched This Is Us, but for the This Is Us fans,
I
Chrissy
saw
Metz
her on
and
there.
also Sterling K. Brown were on there as
Yep.
well.
Yep, I saw
Um,
both of them on
that's
there.
pretty cool.
We got all the way through like the second to last season, and then had children. Never
Josh and
picked it up.
I, yeah, we started watching it, and for whatever reason, we kind of stopped too. But just recently, myself, I started over and watched
I
it
may,
all the way from the beginning to the end.
I may need to. It was such a good show.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm
Uh,
like, I just want something that I don't have to like super be into every single second because
yeah,
Josh always makes fun. He's like, "You're not even really watching it," because I'll just have something on in the
on in the
background and I'm
background.
working or doing other stuff.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't start a new show that way. Like I have to get into it a little bit to at least know what's going on, and then I'll kind of do that. But
yeah. I'm the same
I
way.
did like that show. Oh, and I just saw Ralph Macchio as well. So Karate Kid himself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would be cool.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
big
there's a
people.
lot of big people. Definitely.
But that's the Disney parks. There's a lot to do at Disney parks. I feel like this is gonna be a Disney Christmas episode because we're already like 45 minutes deep and we've made
I
it through
know.
4 parks.
Yeah, we may have to cut some of it.
That's fine.
Um,
Nowhere else is
yeah,
important as Disney. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. Disney Springs is pretty cool. We have gone there.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've gone a couple of times for cheer um, at the end of the year, and then also we did a family trip a couple of years ago with my in-laws, and we went into November. So we got to see, but the Disney trip with the cheer team, we were there for Thanksgiving. So Um, Disney Springs is always, of course, decorated. Lots of food
Yeah.
options there. The neat thing that they have is the Christmas tree stroll, and so you can actually go. There's a few locations there that has a physical map, or you can download a map, and it'll take you through
Mhm.
where all of the different trees are, and just kind of check them off the list and get through all of them. They also have nightly snowfall, and then what's really neat for the little kids is that you can take a picture with Santa, but you can also write a letter to the North Pole.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
They've got some new interactive experiences at World of Disney this year too. Did you see those?
I have not.
So you walk up and you like it's got I was thinking of the trees because the trees you do something with your magic band. Um, but you walk up and you like tap your magic band on one screen or in one
Oh,
window
I
and
did see that.
it writes a note to Santa and then you walk over to the next window, tap your magic band again, and it like mails it to Santa. It's not like customizable at all, but it's like it's a cool little interactive thing that I'm sure kids would get a kick out of.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that with the magic bands. We're both choking tonight.
I finally went to
I
the
keep
doctor,
coughing.
so I have drugs that will hopefully help mine.
Oh, well, there you go. Mine, I don't know what happened. I just started coughing.
Now, Disney Springs is
Um,
cool. I think it was funny when we were there a couple weeks ago. Like we were walking by somebody, and I heard somebody that was like, "They didn't tell me that it takes you a whole day to go through Disney Springs." I was like, "It's massive."
yes. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Especially if you like to shop or even just window
Mhm.
shop if you're not buying. If you like to walk through,
Yeah,
there's a ton of shops. Um, and then we always hit up the Coke store. That's one of the kids' favorites. They like to go shopping in there.
we did that. I got the cinnamon something. I got like some cinnamon caramel cinnamon Coca Cola holiday drink, and it tasted like regular Coca Cola. But Matt got like the flight of holiday drinks, and there was some that were really good. I wish I would have got the flight. Solid option if you're going to the Coca Cola. Go up to the third floor, get the Christmas flight.
I wanted to do the flight where you get the Beverly and not
Oh,
tell my kids and just let them drink it, but they saw somebody else and they're like, what's wrong?" So
we
I
let
was like,
Raylan
"Oh
help
well,
her try this past trip. It was hilarious.
that's funny."
Now I think for one of my favorite parts, the Disney resorts.
Yes, the Disney resorts, they really do it up. There's, some that have the gingerbread displays, some have, Christmas trees, some have both. Um, I think probably the one I see the most talk about as far as the Christmas trees is, Wilderness Lodge. I know that's
Mhm.
like a huge or
Yeah.
even just that's a bucket list for me is to stay there during
Oh,
Christmas
for
because
sure.
that's one of the ones that definitely gets a lot of hype, is
Have the
Wilderness Lodge.
fireplace, sit in front of the fireplace and, like, the wilderness environment with, like, a giant Christmas tree. So sign me up.
Yeah, it's funny 'cau well, of course, I always try to push Disney, but when the family's like, "Can't we do something different?" Or I'm like, "Well, we could stay somewhere different every time we go if you want."
Right? There's over
I mean,
25 resorts to choose
so
from.
it'll be different, right? Same place, just different hotel.
Yeah,
But yeah. What about, what's your favorite stuff? Was it I think you like the gingerbread, huh?
I did.
Y'all actually got to
Grand
go and see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grand Floridian was really cool. Just, like, walking in, just, like, the Christmas decorations that were all over Grand Floridian, the Christmas lights everywhere, the Christmas wreaths, and then you walk in, and you have the 50-foot Christmas tree right there in the center. That's massive. Everybody's taking pictures with the Christmas tree. Apparently, we got there, like, the day after they put all the stuff up. We had no idea that we timed it perfectly. Um, and then, of course, the famous life-size gingerbread house that's been going on since, I think, ever since Grand Floridian was built. I think they started it the first year, and they've been doing it ever since. But I mean, it's literally this massive gingerbread house. I will post the photo in our video. But I mean, it's massive. Like, you get in line, and then you can pick from all these different gingerbread souvenirs, and you walk around the gingerbread house, and the spot where you actually get your gingerbread souvenir from, they're working inside the gingerbread house. So it was
Yeah, I
really
saw that. That
cool.
was pretty neat.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really cool. Just the vibe that Grand Floridian gives off during Christmas time is just really cool. Um, and then yeah, Wilderness Lodge is like a bucket list for me at Christmas time. Like, well, one, it's just a gorgeous resort,
Mhm.
and then just to add a massive Christmas tree there, like, would just be dream come true.
Yeah. I just looked it up and it says for the Grand Floridian gingerbread house, they use 1,050 pounds of honey, 800 pounds of flour, 600 pounds of sugar, 700 pounds of chocolate, and over
Mhm.
10,000 pieces of gingerbread. It took more than 500 hours to bake it and 400 hours to assemble it.
Matt was like, "Do
Yikes.
you think it's real?" And I was like, "Of course I think it's real. It's Disney. Disney doesn't, like,
Mhm.
do fake."
Right.
He was like, "We should go touch it." I was like, "Well, no, I'm not getting kicked out of Disney before the Christmas party."
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean it, and there's like 33 something like hidden Mickeys throughout the gingerbread house.
Oh,
I can't
that's
remember.
cool.
There's a whole bunch of hidden Mickeys like on the gingerbread house, which is just like, and every year it's different. Like, they build a different, new design of the gingerbread house, which is just really cool. And
Oh, let's see.
it's made
This
by Grand Floridian Bakery, so it's all right there on property.
yeah, this year it's for the says it's the 25th anniversary celebration this year. So it said there's 25 hidden Mickeys in celebration of the 25th anniversary.
Wow, I thought it had been going since it opened for some reason. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's still a piece of
Unless
gingerbread shingle on my kitchen counter.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the resorts,
So
like, just like, you know, if you're looking for something fun to do Christmas time and you're at Disney and you got a down day, like, resort
yeah,
hopping is
resort
always a
hop.
great idea. But then just to do it at Christmas time and see the different ways, like, you go over to Pop Century and, like, they've decorated their Christmas tree with, like, 60, 50, 60, 70s, 80s, 90s decor. Like, you go over to Grand Floridian, you're getting those bougie type, like, old school ornaments. Like, each
Mhm.
resort just decorates based off of, the style of that resort. So it's really cool to just a resort hop and just take in the Christmas decorations.
Yeah, I think and I don't know, as we're talking through this too, it's making me feel like maybe that's why my family gets really like over it because we're like go 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 most of the time when we're there. But, like, this is like, man, I should take a down day and resort hop and, do all the things that we don't typically do.
I don't.
And I would love to do that. Like, every time we go there, I'm like, I can't imagine having a day not in a park. But then as I'm talking about things, I'm like, gosh, but there's so many things that we haven't experienced. Like,
Yeah.
even if we don't get to stay at all of these resorts, go, resort hop. Um,
And I mean, that was the cool thing
one of
about
my
this last trip. Like,
yeah.
I could
Mm,
have never imagined taking a resort day. Like, I was born and raised. You get there on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're in a park Saturday. You leave. Like, it's go. You're rope dropping. You're closing out the park. Like, it's a full on thing. I will never go to Disney without a resort day again. Like, it was just so cool getting to go to Riviera and Boardwalk and Beach Club and Polynesian and Contemporary. Like, just getting to see all these different resorts and just walk through them and eat at them. Like, it was just such a cool experience. Like, I will always build that in. Like, and to get to do all
yeah.
the activities that the resorts have, like painting, records at Pop Century, or tie dyeing shirts, or there's so much always going on at the resorts that there's always something to do.
Yeah, and actually when we go in February for cheer, we may have some time.
You know,
And we're staying at Saratoga Springs, because most of our time is gonna be at ESPN Center in Disney
right?
Springs, but
Yeah.
maybe Josh and I will do that. And one fun thing that one of my mouse counselor friends, Sarah, when we were on our last trip, she's was planning, like, an activity for us, next time we go, and she called it, like, resort roulette, I think, and she's like,
Mhm.
"You get on a bus, like, whatever bus
Yep.
shows up first,
Mhm.
you go to that resort and you get a drink or get a snack, and then you just kinda,
Yeah.
it would take some, logistics to get through all the different things, but I'm like, "That sounds pretty cool."
I saw a
I'd
guy
wanna do
post
because
about
you
that
don't
on
know where you're gonna
TikTok.
go.
Yeah. There was a guy who said that's how he did date nights. Like, him and his wife, because they were at local, they would just drive to Disney Springs. They would show up to the bus stop. The first bus that showed up, that's where they were going for date night. And they would just go eat at that resort and get drinks. And just that's how they did it. And I was like, goals. Need
Sounds
to move
fun.
to Florida.
Yes, same. I wish. Yeah, so I don't know, we're at 57 minutes. I don't know if you wanna go through Disneyland or we skip Disneyland and hit Universal?
Oh, let's go to Universal, because I feel like there's more fun stuff to talk about, like, at
Yeah,
Universal, because Disneyland, like, there's definitely some stuff that they do that is Christmas specific, but I wouldn't say it's anything like,
Disney
Disney
World.
World, or even, some of the stuff that they bring out at Universal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they do have a Festival of the Holidays, which is at, like, November 15th through January 6th, but yeah, it's not a ton of stuff, I think.
no. Yeah.
Or maybe we could hit it at another time, but yeah, I think definitely, Universal should get some love.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because we haven't spent a lot of time talking about Universal yet.
I know, and I do love it. It's fun. It's
It is.
just
I
I
haven't been in
think
so long.
I think probably one of the things too is because a lot of stuff that we talk about is we're, trying to give some tips and things how to navigate, and Universal is a lot easier to
Yeah.
navigate. You don't have to plan as much, um, as you do with Disney, but we should still, um we should still share some love with it, which we will with
Yep.
some coming up episodes. I need some water. I'm about to choke again.
Oh, the joy of having dogs. Um,
Oh, well, mine are shoved away in a room somewhere.
Mine are attacking each other downstairs. Okay, so let's start
Alright.
with the parade.
Yes, the parade. It's almost like a mini Macy's Day Parade because
Mhm.
they do feature some of the Macy's, day floats. I'm gonna pull it up here. Uh, sorry. And for folks who are only listening, they don't see what we're
Right? There's a whole
she's on
bunch of
video.
gaps.
We're
Right?
yeah, we're like plug it in. Yeah. So the Macy's day parade. floats. That starts, that one runs from November 22nd through December 31st. And it's the large floating balloons like you see in a Thanksgiving Day parade.
Mhm.
Um, they have DreamWorks characters, so you'll see like some Shrek, Madagascar, Despicable Me. Um, there's some floats. Let's see. Oh, this is Vanellope von Schweet, who's in there.
And I tell you, I maybe an unpopular opinion, I don't know. I think Universal does parades better than Disney. I really like Universal parades. Like, I feel like they just look better.
I'm I'm laughing at myself because I said Vanellope von Schweet. It's actually the girls from uh Despicable Me or Minions.
Oh. Ha!
Yeah, they look this. She looks the same. She got the same black hair and a ponytail.
Yeah.
I
And
was
I
like, wait, that's not right.
I feel like Universal floats, I feel like they're, um, just like I just feel like it's better. Like, I don't know, I really like Universal parades more than, Disney parades.
Yeah, their floats are pretty awesome. I mean, Universal, I guess. Well, I mean, Disney has movies too, but maybe it's their technology and the folks that they have. And I
Yeah.
know, I think I mentioned it on once before. Like the Mardi Gras floats are like New Orleans style Mardi Gras floats. Those
Yeah.
are Blaine Kern, is involved in that too. So I'm not sure if he has any input on other floats, but yeah, the parade is cool. And then over the summer, I know I'm getting off of holiday stuff, but over the summer they had um the parade that had like um Ghostbusters,
Oh,
the
yeah,
extra
yeah,
one,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
so yeah, their parades are, I guess, more themed where they have things that are, well, I don't want to say relative because Disney parades have all the Disney characters, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know,
They
something
do.
different
They
about
just have a
the
different vibe going on that just kind of looks cleaner. I don't know, I guess cleaner. Like, I don't know. Just more like, I mean, like you said, technologically savvy. Um
Mhm.
and meeting, it's 2024, the technology we have today, I feel like is, Universal does a really good job updating their floats.
Yeah.
Um so that's Universal Studios. Over at Islands of Adventure, which is where we didn't spend a lot of time in Seuss Landing, last time that we
Mm,
went, but it was just Rachel and I, so we didn't really, um, it didn't really pique our interest. But they do a really good job um, during Christmas time because they really bring out How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Whoville and Cindy Lou Who and all them. And probably at the top of my bucket list is meeting the Grinch at Universal and just having
oh
him insult
gosh.
me. Like, I just want him to insult the crap out of me and just bring it on. I just want to
Like, just
experience
let
it.
me have it.
Yes. Like,
Yes.
like every Christmas, like my TikTok and my Instagram turn into and Facebook solely turn into repeat videos of the Grinch and meet and greets with the Grinch and people taking him onions and like, oh, like
It
I
is
want to
so
experience
funny.
it.
So do you ever see, I'm sure you have. I'm sure everybody's probably seen the videos or the TikToks where folks have this nice Christmas scene and they have their kids there where they're gonna take Christmas photos and like the Grinch is sneaking up
Yep.
behind the kids and scares the crap out of them. I'm
Yes.
like, that is it. I'm so glad they do it because it's super funny, but it's so
Yes. I
mean.
would I would torment my kids with that. Like, just
Oh gosh.
would love it. But just to, I've always been a big fan of the Grinch. My kids love How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Probably not necessarily the Grinch. But just, the little, the twists that they put on Whoville, and just getting to experience it at Christmas is just like a super cool thing that they do, especially, when Jim Carrey can completely brought the Grinch back to life back in his early 2000s movies. Like, it's really cool. And they have like a Grinchmas Hula Day Spectacular, um, which is a pretty cool event too. So,
Yeah,
bucket
that
list.
little
How about you?
area yeah, that whole area is I mean, of course, I don't have little kids anymore,
You can have
but that
mine.
whole little area is extremely cute. I love it. Like, we Olivia actually got her face painted,
Hmm.
back there when we went in the
Yeah,
summer, and she's
yeah.
16. I was
Hmm.
like, "You really want your face painted?" And she said she did. And they have, like, a little story time area where, they actually tell the story and the characters are out. I
Mhm.
actually got that on video. The one thing and I know this isn't Christmassy, but the one thing that I've never gotten to do is the high in the sky trolley train ride. Like, I don't know, something has it against me to not be able to get to do this ride because when I went the first time,
We did it.
which year, we were in line to do it, and the girls, we with, I think I had 4 girls in my group and the other mom had 4, so there was, like, 10 of us. And the girls, rightfully so, wanted to get out of line and go ride Hagrid's, and I couldn't
Right.
argue with that,
Right?
but I'm like, "Man." And so I didn't get to ride it then, and then when we went this past summer, we were in line, we were gonna ride it, and it went down, and it was gonna be down for a little bit, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna wait for it." So, anyway, one day I'll get to ride that one.
One
Maybe
day.
when I take grandkids.
You can take mine. Um,
Sweet.
Also worth mentioning while we're on the topic of the Grinch is the Grinch and Friends Character Breakfast, which is possibly one of the biggest hits at Universal. I just had a friend who's a travel agent take his kid. They did it recently, and it's just super cool having breakfast with the Who's. And again, the Grinch shows up for this, but it's kind of like character dining over it, over at Disney, except you're getting the Grinch and the Who's. And it's definitely one that when reservations drop, you want to get on that list and knock out your reservation,
Yes.
because it is one of the fastest running out
That thing goes so
availability.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. I haven't had any clients who have wanted it, but I do, I track it to see, and it sells out so fast. I'm
yeah,
like, that's one of the ones where you will definitely have to be on and get it as soon as it opens. Because the one good thing about Universal is that you don't ha the dining reservations, for whatever reason, aren't as difficult to get, like with Disney, where you have to
mhm,
be on. I mean,
yeah.
pretty much you can get dining reservations for Universal,
Day of,
anytime.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, the Grinch breakfast is definitely, sells out pretty quick.
yeah, and that runs
So
through.
don't sleep on that one.
Yeah, that runs to November, into November through the end of December. But I mean, even like the weeks leading up to it, like in some of the Universal travel agent groups, there's people like, "Hey, when is this dropping? Like, I got clients that are ready. Let's go!" And then like they
Yep.
drop it and it's gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, it's, it's super cute. Um, and they do have some character dining over at Universal. It's
They
not as
do, yeah,
much as
yeah,
Disney, but, I mean, it's the holiday one, so definitely
yeah.
wanna get that one. Then I was looking what's the other thing? There's a holiday tour, but no no, your favorite, again, Christmas in the Wizarding
Uh,
World of Harry Potter,
Gorgeous,
both at Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. I actually have one of Olivia's friends, her family was there, and she posted some pictures, from
so
Diagon
gorgeous.
Alley with it all decorated
Mhm.
and
Especially at night, like Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley is just Hogsmeade specifically, but Diagon Alley too. Hogsmeade at night with the lights and the added snow. If you're a Harry Potter nerd, it's got to be on your bucket list. Like, it's just, I mean, absolutely gorgeous to get to see, um, you know, Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley decorated for Christmas. And then, of course, they do a projection show on Hogwarts every night, but at Christmas time it becomes the magic of Christmas at Hogwarts, and so they do a Christmas type castle projection, which is really cool because it's got fireworks and all that stuff. Um, but even just trying the holiday stuff like that they have there, um, warm butterbeer walking down Hogsmeade at night, just beautiful experience. And Harry Potter is a Christmas movie, at least the first one is. So it's a must do for any Harry Potter fan to go to Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley at Christmas time.
Sweet. And I didn't realize it was a Christmas movie. That's how much I know.
Well, it's you got the whole argument whether Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I was gonna say, is it similar to Die Hard?
Yeah, it's the exact same argument. There's one scene about Christmas, and so I related to it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas, Harry. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, what I was gonna mention earlier, and I just pulled up the notes, so you'll like this, the holiday tour. You can book a holiday tour between November 25th and December 29th, and it comes with an exclusive meet and greet with the Grinch
Mhm.
and his dog Max.
Yep.
There's some small plates and desserts and non-alcoholic beverages. You get reserved seating for the Grinchmas Hula Day Spectacular. There's a meet and greet with Santa. You get priority access to one attraction. And then there's an after hours showing of the magic of Christmas at Hogwarts Castle. So that sounds like that's right up your alley.
That does sound like it's right up my
And it's
alley.
not that expensive. It was like it says starting at $99. So
So
I don't know.
I'll go by myself.
Yeah, that's not there you go. Yeah.
$99. It's
So
cheaper than Magic Kingdom Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
right. Well, now I just pulled up, which of course today is
Don't
not.
run this for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than 99.
Don't run this for me.
Maybe it's maybe like the first day.
November 25th is 99, then it shoots up.
It doesn't even let me go and look at yeah. But still, I mean, to get, like if you I mean, those are some pretty good perks, to meet the Grinch. You don't have to
Yeah,
stand in a long
absolutely.
line
Yeah.
and get have the reserved seating and stuff. And
Yeah.
you get to pick one attraction. So
Ugh.
I guess that's their version of kind of like a it's
VIP.
not really a party though. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah. And then, of
Yeah.
course,
So
City Walk and the resorts are always decorated.
yeah,
Not,
fun
not
stuff.
as many resorts, not as big as Disney Springs, but still,
But
City
still,
Walk and resorts are decorated.
yeah. You can definitely do, you know, an extended trip and hit up some holiday events at
Mm,
both.
yeah.
Like if that's priority, just to go and experience holidays at both Disney and Universal and not necessarily hit the parks
Yeah.
heavy. Um, you definitely can take, fit both in, I think.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to do, we didn't even get to cover, Disneyland, but we could touch back on that at another point. But you know, Disney World and Universal really, dive into the Christmas time.
Mhm.
Just trying to make it feel like home, make it feel like Christmas. For those that travel during that time, Christmas week is a big time for people to travel and go and do stuff like this. So, and you don't have to travel during December to get to experience it, like we talked about earlier. You know, Magic or not Magic, but yeah, Magic Kingdom starts decorating as early as November 1st.
Yeah,
Much like me this year, as soon as I turned off my porch lights, my Christmas tree went up. As soon as they escorted the last guest out, they started decorating for Christmas. Um,
right.
so Disney Universal go hard for Christmas, and it really is just whatever your flavor is, whether it's Disney or whether it's Universal. Like I can't recommend it enough to get to experience one of them at Christmas time. Like it
Yeah.
just it really puts you in the mood for Christmas time, like, really puts you there, so, strongly
Definitely.
recommend it
Yeah. The only thing I don't recommend, and I'm sure you'll probably agree, is going
on Christmas Day.
on Christmas Day or even the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Mhm.
I recommend getting it in before Christmas
Yes.
because once Christmas week hits, it is crazy busy.
Prior to COVID,
I do
like, this
have
coming up week, like, used to be it, like, back before, COVID really destroyed all the crowd calendars for us, and then, crowd calendars really destroyed themselves, because now people love to travel because they're like, "Oh, this is slow time." That's another conversation for another episode. But
yeah,
it used to be that week after Thanksgiving, and that first, whether it was the last week in November, first week of December, used to be like a really great time to go because crowds were fabulous, everything was decorated. But now everybody knows that's a great time to go, so everybody goes.
yeah,
So,
yep.
but yeah,
I know. I
definitely don't
don't
go the week of Christmas or after. Just wait it out.
right. I do have some people that are going, but they actually have like a 14-day trip, so
Ooh,
they're going knowing that
it's gonna take a while.
it's going to take a while. Yeah, and it's just 2 adults, so they
Get my kids out of the
aren't
house
that pressed
early.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that
So
about
I
wraps
think
it up
that was
for us.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to look at the ideas, like, I don't even know what we're gonna talk about next week, but we'll
No
see.
problem for future
It'll be a
us.
surprise. Yeah.
No problem for future us. I
We have
don't
lots of ideas, but
We do have lots of ideas. Let's see. Let's take a look and see what I don't want to log in. I don't know. There's a lot of work. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was gonna log in, but I
yeah.
don't feel like figuring it out.
So some of the ideas we have some EPCOT festivals, we have top 5 restaurants, um, top attractions, top cruise destinations. We have got to talk about cruises at some point.
Well, we have
Um,
Virgin Cruise coming on at some point.
yeah, so actually what I was gonna get with him for January.
Yeah,
So that way we
that's
can get
coming.
through the holidays,
Yeah.
set up a day. So we're gonna have our business development manager for Virgin Voyages Cruises gonna join us so we can talk about that, my favorite cruise line.
Why don't
Yeah,
we?
we
Why don't we do this? Between tomorrow and Thursday, we will come up with more ideas of what we can talk about. On Wednesday, we'll post our top 5, and then we'll let them pick about what we're
people
going to.
vote.
Yeah, we'll do a vote,
Sweet.
and then we'll let
All right,
everybody
sounds
pick
good.
what we're going to talk about next week. Okay, cool, cool.
Sounds
You,
good.
you want me to cover social media stuff? You cover email, I'll cover
Absolutely.
social media.
Okay. If you are interested in some travel tips or need advice or looking for anything to do with travel, Fred and I are both travel agents, so we'd be happy to help you. So you can reach out to us at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com and we will get in touch with you and help you out.
Yeah. And to find all of our social media presence, you can find us. The easiest way to do it is through our Beacons channel, beacons.ai/going beyond the castle podcast. That has links to both Lori and I's Facebook pages, has links to our Facebook page and group for the podcast, as well as all of the podcast sites that you can find our video and audio only podcast.
Sweet.
Cool, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. It was a great episode. We will post our options this Wednesday, which will be, the same day you guys are listening to this. So definitely keep an eye out for those. We'll run it like Wednesday through Friday, give people a chance to vote and let us know what you want to hear about next. And then other than that, we will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. We hope today's episode brought a little extra spark to your day and inspired your next adventure. Whether it's a thrilling escape to Universal, a dream cruise getaway, or unforgettable memories at Disney. Have questions? A topic you'd like us to cover? Your own magical story to share or looking for travel assistance? We'd love to hear from you. drop us a line at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com. Be sure to check out all our social media links and podcast platforms at beacons.ai/Going Beyond the Castle podcast. And don't miss the fun in our Facebook group, Going Beyond the Castle Podcast Lounge, where we share tips, updates, and behind-the-scenes moments. Until next time, see you real soon.